Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and I want to say Shalom to Akim Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you with a quick little lesson. Today is titled, When Will You Realize They Never Changed? Right? And I've had multiple iterations of this title essentially across the years. When will you realize they never changed, Jake? When will you realize? And this comes from a Reddit post that was just like fucking I mean, I wouldn't say it's infuriating, because there's a lot of shit that I've read that is absolutely infuriating. But this is just like, it didn't really surprise me because it's not surprising, But I mean, it is infuriating in a sense. It's just when you're so mad about something, you kind of get used to being mad about it. I mean, these devils got to go, man. They're devils, all right? These Edomites, so-called white people, they got to go. And they are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of, all right? Their lineage can be traced, all right? Their traits and customs and behaviors are all clearly outlined within the scripture. Liars, thieves, murderers, putting people into captivity, forcibly putting themselves, writing themselves, into as the people, right? Covering the faces of the judges, taking lands by violence, trying to be more like the Most High, all right, and usurp authority, all right, and usurp the throne, trying to, dethrone the Lord and be like the Lord, all right. And they, that's some ripe ass shit. That's right. All right, so I'm gonna be like the Lord. Well, how are you gonna be like the Lord when the Lord's righteous? You can't very much well be like the Lord, then, can you? Because you're not righteous, so you can't really be like the Lord. I shall be like the Most High. You can't be like the Most High. You're not righteous. Okay, you can be like Satan. And I mean, even Satan, he does whatever is commanded of by the Lord, because at the end of the day, the Lord's his boss. So, when will you realize, Jake, you so-called, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, right? We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. When are you going to realize that these devils, these Edomites, so-called white man, never changed? Ever. Let's go and get the post. So this is a post by Tammy Brown, the BAP, at Scary Tammy B. She says, and this is the first half, all right? The first half before we get down at the bottom. This is a reply. She said, I volunteered at a nursing home in Mississippi, and an old white lady told me that I looked just like the maid her brothers tied up in the woods. Right? Dealing with probably with a lynching, right? Now, this person by the name of Fart, right, or Alia Bled, said, I fucking screamed, this is insane. Now, this comes from someone else, apparently by the name of Sad Face Potato, right? Hall of stupid names. And I'll zoom it in here. It says, I volunteered at a nursing home for a semester and built a great relationship with a sweet old lady. On the last day of the semester, we played Connect 4 and Uno for hours. Before I leave, she hugs me and says, years ago, I remember lynching a pretty girl just like you. It's nice to see how times have changed. Right? And that's the thing you got to realize. And there was one more. There was one more that you can see down here. There was one more reel. And I wonder what she had to say. And these people never changed, man. You say, well, she says it's nice to see that things have changed. No, that's disingenuous. All right? You never trust your enemy. All right? Never trust your enemy. They're going to say, oh, it's nice to see if things have changed. We can get along and play chess and all these different games together now. A nice little colored lady that reminds me of the one I lynched. They never changed, man. She still looks back on those memories as a fond memory, all right? Those are still fond memories to her, right? Fond memories to those women, especially those white women. They're the ones that are basically, that would have the man, go and get these people to lynch. Because the white women, history has kind of tried to erase them. Well, I should say, Esau is trying to kind of tried to erase the part of the white woman in slavery history as, they didn't really know it was all the men that did it. Well, the women would say, oh, he did this or he did that. You know, I saw him sneaking off the plantation. He tried to sneak off earlier. I seen him do this. I saw him do this. Again, trying to get the black men in trouble. And they would do the same thing with the black women as well, right? They would do the exact same thing with the black women, okay? And these devils never changed, and they never changed, and they never will change, all right? Like I said, this is just a shorter little lesson, probably like 10, 15 minutes. And they're never going to change, man. They never have, they never will. And this is to prove it. Let me grab a drink. This is the proof right here. It says, Amos 1:11, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and cast. Now remember, hold up now. His brother is Esau's brother was us, Jacob. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, through that seed line. So because he did pursue his brother with the sword, he tried to kill his brother, as he said, the days of mourning for my father, and then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, roughly paraphrasing. That's what he said. It says, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Now, there's 2 words here that are kind of the same words. We have perpetually, and we have forever. Perpetually and forever. Perpetually means forever, without change. All right, you can go and look that up. So, matter of fact, I'm not going to do it this time. You can go and do it. That's your homework. Go and look at perpetually. I'll look it up here. What does perpetual mean? Okay. It means lasting, all right? Lasting. Open and System Dictionary. Perpetually, okay? I didn't even know I could do this. I just found this out. Call all you halbash me, I'm shy. Perpetually, in a way that never in a way that never ends or changes, constantly. Constantly, okay? Constant, okay? He is angered did tear constantly, and he kept his wrath forever. Forever. He never changed. It kept it forever. So, if he was killing Jake back then, he's killing Jake now. Oh, who's the one who's killing all these so-called black people right now? Esau, Edom. Well, I know some Edomite. The black people, they're the ones that's doing it. Well, yeah, our people are doing that because we're under the curses right now. Okay? But who is the other nation that's not us that's doing it on the highest scale? Esau, Edom. Okay? Well, what else did the Edomites do? All right? They covet fields and take them by violence. So fields is land. All right? They steal land and take them by violence. Okay? Not covet. Covet doesn't mean steal. But they want a land, and how do they get it? They take it by violence. By colonization. Who's the one that does that on the biggest scale? So-called white man. Okay? Who's the one that has covered the faces of the judges thereof and seek to write themselves in the book? Okay? Well, when we look up Jesus Christ, all right, well, that's not the name. All right, the name is Yahushua HaMashiach. That's a true name in Hebrew. They've even lied to you about that. They've lied to you about the name. When we go and look up Moses, when we go and look up Abraham, when we go ahead and look up Isaac, or when we go ahead and look up, King Solomon, or any of these biblical figures, what color are they? 9 times out of 10, what color are they? They'll throw out a black guy every once in a while, right? Someone who looks minorly Arab every once in a while, right? But 9 times out of 10, it's what? White people. All right? White people. All right? that's who they are. Okay? So you just, and then on top of that, the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. What color of people is on all the money? All right? On all the money. On the pound sterling. What color of people? On the US dollar. What color of people? On all the other denominations of currency, what people? Sometimes you have some brown people, sometimes, but the vast majority, white people. Okay? So-called white people, because they took that term white. They're not white, they're red. All right? He came and the first came out red all over, like into a hairy garment, roughly paraphrasing, right? And so they're red, all right? And even myself, I look like a so-called white person because of having a white mother, but it goes through the seed line of the fathers, not through the mothers, okay? So, and that's another thing with Jake. Jake never understands. They'll sooner let a so-called black person that has a white dad, all right, down the line in, all right, or a white dad and a black mother. They'll say, oh yeah, that's a Jake. Yeah, and they won't say that's a Jake because they don't know that term. They say, yeah, that's a black man right there. All right, but someone that has a Jake dad and a heathen mother, an Edomite mother, they'll say, oh no, you ain't, no, you ain't it. If you look, it's because, Jake's simple. They go off of skin color. Okay, so if you happen to have a light skin, mother, okay, and you have a heathen father that's, I don't know, he's a Hamite or Arab or somehow, and somehow he come out looking just a little black enough, they'll let you pass. But if you had a very light skinned dad that was a Jake, and your mom was also white, and you come out looking white, you can't hang with them. All right, they'll let the heathen. They don't want their people around, but they'll let the heathen hang around. It's just dumb, man. And that's how our people are. When will you realize they never change? And the other thing is, let me grab this. Let's see. I don't really use these books like that, so bear with me. Yeah, right here. Cool. So that's how I do it. Your Bible's all passages. So Hosea 4:6, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So there you go. As a matter of fact, let me see, can I do it in just the King James Version? That'd be great. Can I select multiple? Nah, see, I'm going to just do your Bibles, because in that case, it'll pop it up in all of them. So, that's the one. And I don't want to be, if I'm searching, I don't want there to be an issue. What is this? Strong's Greek. New Living, NLT. Okay, cool. Let me just move this to the back. Okay, that's cool. Call like how Bosh me, I'll try for that. Now I can just stay in this most of the time. I don't even have to search anywhere else. So yeah, man, Jake is destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, and that's the thing. They'll like I was saying, they'll sooner let a brown-looking heathen pass than a white-looking Israelite. And a lot of the time, Jake is simple. They'll be friends with white people, okay? And I mean like good friends. I'm not talking about work friend where you talk to these people. Edomites, I wouldn't even consider a work friend. I wouldn't even consider an Edomite a work friend. I'd consider them somebody that I talk to at work, all right? But a work friend, I'm sorry, I'm racist when it comes to that. They got to be Jake, all right? If they're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, I can't consider you a friend. I can't consider you a friend. I'm sorry, I can't. So, and neither should you, Jake. I just, You can't be friends with these people. They're not you. You can't be friends with them, all right? You can't be friends with someone who hates you. Whether they admit it or not, they won't admit it. They do hate you. You catch them looking at you sideways, some types of way, shooting you a certain type of look, talking behind your back, acting a certain type of way. Or if you don't see that, you'll notice that they treat white people just a little bit different, right? And you're like, interesting. Interesting indeed, right? And that's how these people work. That's how they operate. And that's why you're never, ever, 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 ever supposed to trust them. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. This will be in the Apocrypha. All right, it'll be in your original 1611 King James Version Bible. If you don't have an original King James Bible, you have one of the ones where they already removed it, I recommend you getting an original or getting an add-on Cambridge Apocrypha. All right, little red book. You can look that up. I recommend getting the 1611 so you just have it all in one. Or better yet, if you have the money to do it, I'd recommend getting yourself, just get both. Get yourself, you have your Bible already, your King James Version already. Get yourself a side Apocrypha, all right? And then get yourself a standard 1611 as well. That way, if you don't want to, because the writing in the 1611 can be a little small. If you want more of have more for study, you can just keep the regular KJV with the Apocrypha on the side. That's what I do. Is I have a study Bible that I mark up. I don't really mark up my 1611 really too much. I'm going to probably start once I get back into it more. But I need to find a smaller highlighter. And because the gel highlighters I have right now, they're thick. They got the thicker nib, and they will completely just decimate a page. So I need to get thinner ones that's more precise. So yeah, but anyway, I know the 1611 text has to be smaller because of the it has the precepts and stuff in it. But yeah, man. So this is Sirach 12 and 10 again in your Apocrypha. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." And we got to continue on because you can't trust these devils. It says, "Though he humble himself," and he has the appearance of humbling himself, he never really truly humbles himself. It's that deception. It says, "And go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass." So you'll see right through. All right, it'd be like if you wiped a looking glass before it was spotty. If you wipe that glass, you're like, I see you now. And that'll happen with the Edomites. The Most High will reveal them unto you. It says, "And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee." Don't hang out with this devil, right? "Lest when he hath overthrown thee, he will stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand." Oh, he's my right hand man. He's a friend. He's a compadre, or he's a good coworker of mine, or he's on my good team. He's on my good side. "Lest he seek to take thy seat." That's another thing. You can't get good with these devils because, say if you have someone at work and you've gotten good with them, don't trust them because they'll wait to overthrow you and say, "Guess what? He did this. This was wrong. He did this," and they'll try to take your position. So don't trust them. All right. So cover your ass, cover your tracks. It says, "Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." Because it's going to happen. You're going to remember what the Lord said. You say, "Oh, man, no, I'm mad." Right? "Damn it. I should have listened." Well, too late. Womp womps. Too bad, so sad, as they say. And so, hey, man, short a little lesson. I got two more, but that's just about these devils getting repaid. Okay, so let's get Numbers 35 and 33. Numbers 35 and 33 reads, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land." And that's what they've done. They've defiled the land with blood by these lynching, these killings, all this fucking sick shit they've done. Buck breaking. Nasty, terrible things that they've done to our people. All right. "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." And the thing is, there's the righteous spilling of blood, and then there's unrighteous spilling of blood. And what these devils have done is unrighteous spilling of blood. Okay, because in our lands we would spill blood if it was to for atonement, as into a right or wrong, as in, say, if someone did something super evil, was going around being a murderer, yes, we'd kill them. Okay, like it says, it's atonement at the bottom. The land cannot be cleansed of the blood, but by the blood of him that shed it. So yes, more blood is going to be shed, but that's it's being done for atonement. It's the same way with back with the Bati boys, all right, the Batiman, all right. Back when in the day, they would be put to death, or adulterers would be put to death as well. Adulterers and adulteresses, all right, they'd be put to death, and that's not shedding innocent blood. That's shedding the blood of the wicked. All right, that was done for that had to be done. All right, that's essentially the way that they could be, not necessarily even forgiven, but that they could even, have a smither of forgiveness. They had to be, that was the righteous action that had to be taken. They had to perish. Okay, they had to perish. So, finally, Obadiah 1 and 10. This is to leave off with all you Edomites. This is something for you. You can take this home, put it in your pocket. All right, meditate on it for the night. This is Obadiah 1 and 10, and we're going to go ahead and close out. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." So, hey man, you're going to be taken out, all right? And there's a lot into it. Ooh, slacky. Ooh. There's a lot in it. You can't learn everything in one night, especially, with one lesson. There's a lot of things. And we can sit here and make lessons about Edomites all day. Okay? All day long. And trying to think of how much I want to mention. But yeah, there's going to be a period, all right, in the kingdom of 1,000 years. Because these, he who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's your homework. You can look that up. And these devils are going to go into captivity in the kingdom. Okay? Everyone's going in the kingdom. Who's going to be in heaven? Technically, everybody. Okay? But they're not going to be in a good position. All right, they're going to be being the workhorses. All right, they're going to be in captivity. He who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. All right, and they shall be as servants and handmaidens. All right, and there's a lot of different scriptures. All right, look them up. All right, and yeah, man, there's going to be a period of 1,000 years where they're going to be subjected to hardcore bondage, and they're going to be, doing the work and building and being our captives. And after that 1,000 years, man, these Edomites are going to go away. Now the heathens, so-called Asians and all that, right, that are actually, go back to Ammon. They don't just look like Asian people, because not every Asian-looking person's a heathen, all right? There's some people out there that are Jake. And not every white-looking person's an Edomite. Some of them are Jake, okay? And not every black-looking person's a Jake. Some of them are Edomites, all right, or other flavors and varieties of heathens. So, and after that 1,000 years, those heathens are going to stay around, but not Esau. That shows you how grievous and wicked these Edomites were, that all the other heathens get to stay around, and they are the ones that go away, never to return as a nation again. So when will you realize they never changed? And for some of you Jakes, it's starting to seem like never, right? Some of those people just never. They'll never realize, even without the truth. Right? Even without the truth. With or without the truth, they'll never get it, because they're not going to come to the truth, and they're not going to realize it without the truth. So there's no way that they can they're never going to realize that these people never changed. They think that they've changed because now they're showing up at BLM rallies. That's all a setup, man. That's a psyop. It was all set up by the government, that whole BLM shit. All right? All those little organizations and resistances, they're what do they call them? They're come on, man. They have a name. They're like organized opposition. There's a name for it. I can't remember the name of it. If a brother knows the name, please type it below. Organized ops. Okay, organized opposition. Okay, there's a name for it though. It's not that, but they put it out there as a resistance to trick people, psyop, into thinking, oh, this is something against the government. Really, when the government funds it, and it's been funded by the government. Okay. That's why they were able to paint in the city. They're at least state-funded in several states. So, it's looking like you're never going to realize that they've never changed. You're going to say, some of them are good. None of them are good. All right? It's like a nail through the hand. A nail through the hand's never good. You can't say, some of them are good. No, it's always bad. All right? Every Edomite is always bad. Some of them are more tolerable, but they're always bad. They will never change when we realize that, Jake. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Shalom, dear brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.